Today, a fun game, global street food. Can our two normal home cooks identify where in the world these 4 dishes are from?
Probably not, but we're going to have a lovely time.
Yeah.
Lift the cloche on number 1.
Okay, I know what this is. We've done this before, haven't we? This is a bag of tortilla chips.
Yeah.
With what the heck? No.
For a moment there, you thought it was Frito pie.
Yes.
Yes.
Nope.
There's Haribo and tortilla crisps.
And cucumber. I'm guessing you've got to have a bit of everything.
So occasionally served with a fork, but most often just intended to be a bit messy and dig in. Every mouth will be slightly different.
Cool, let's do this together.
What are you going for?
You got to get a bit of cucumber.
Oh, cola bottles are my favourite.
You got cherries.
So cherry, cola bottle, hot sauce, cucumber, peanuts as well.
Sometimes you'll get a little bit of radish or turnip in there as well.
Cheers.
Described as messy, fun, and intensely flavoured.
Tick.
I don't know what to do.
What's the sauce, Evers?
Chamoy. There's tahin, seasoning, lime juice, a sprinkling of hot sauce, gummy bears, peanuts, cucumber, all on top of Doritos.
There are so many sentences going on, I'm forgetting to chew and swallow. Like, it's the most distracting dish I've ever had.
I really like it.
Really?
I really like it.
So customization is everything. No 2 vendors will basically make the same bag. And you can pick and choose and say, I want a little bit more of this or a little bit more of that when you go. Often fairground food. So yes, street food and street vendors, but the kind of fun thing you'd find in a fairground.
I think it's the tang fastic with the hot sauce. That is just like
a poker face episode.
Yeah, you can't keep your face straight.
It's really addictive, I think, because you get the sweet, the sour, the spicy, the fat. It gives you everything in one mouthful, and each mouthful is different, so you always want to keep going back for more.
Now that's kind of the sharing bag. Obviously can be done as individual portion-sized bags as well. The name of the game, all I want you to do is scribble down where in the world, which country this has come from or is most famously associated to. If you get the country spot on, 3 points. If you both get it wrong, whoever is closest will take 1 point. 4 rounds, let's see who wins. Or more importantly, who's the loser?
It's the saltiness of the crisps that make you want to keep going back for more.
Yeah.
Then the spice keeps you salivating. The tang keeps you alert.
That's better than coffee at waking you up.
We're playing global street food. All I need you to do is stop eating it and write down a country. Celebrated for its mix of textures, the chewy, the crunchy, the soft, the spices, the punchy flavours, the sensations. Where have you scribbled? Reveal your country in 3, 2, 1.
Mexico.
Philippines.
Ooh.
That was my other 50-50.
Mexico because, well, tortillas, the spices, and then the sugar. We know like Mexicans love very sugary foods and desserts. That's an obvious thing to say. But yeah, it felt too obvious to me.
So I had southern US, and like when we've been to Texas and we've had the chamoy and the tahin and that kind of thing, I was like, it could be there. But then I also know Philippines, on the complete other side of the world, a similar level of fun when it comes to the food choices.
And a similar kind of Spanish influence. The name of the dish is Dorilocos. And one of you is about 8,500 miles wrong. And the other of you is spot on.
Must be.
This is from Mexico.
Yeah! Say what's obvious. You know the game.
I do know the game.
I learned this from you.
I know. I need to get my head back in it.
What's crazy is we have indeed had this dish before.
No, we haven't.
On another channel.
What?
When we visited GMM years ago, and this strange bloke came in, he was doing a bit of food, he went by the name of Josh. This was before Mythical Kitchen. He brought us in this dish for us to try. Dorilocos, Barry takes 3 points for a correct answer, and we move into round 2.
Valuable points.
Yum.
Incredible silly dish.
But where are we going next? Lift the cloche.
Oh, yeah.
Is that a chili dog?
No, there's no dog. Onions, carrot, tomato, salsa-y. It hasn't got a dog. It's a chili dog without a dog.
It's a chili.
Have a taste.
One each. That's rare.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Really leans into street food vibes. Something served in bread. The bread can vary. Sometimes it's more baguette, sometimes it's more subby, sometimes it's more
Oh, there is a
flatbread
meat.
on the side. Yeah. What kind of meat do we think?
I
You
don't know.
pinpoint it to an animal or a part of an animal?
I think it might be liver and bacon.
The salsa is doing a lot of the heavy lifting in terms of it's really freshening it up. But there is an undertone of something quite very savoury in there.
So it's a contrast of textures, really. It is lamb, it's intestines.
Okay.
And what they do is they take the intestines and they wrap them around a skewer and then they cook them over charcoal. What you get is like nice crispy bits, but also kind of fatty, succulent bits inside. And then after it's cooked, and it's got all that smoky flavour, they chop it up on the griddle with the spices, things like oregano, cumin, tomato, peppers, and that whole mix then gets put into bread.
I really like it. I think the combination of a lamb and a tomato and pepper salsa is slightly odd for me. I'm surprised how much flavour intestine has.
Yeah.
As it was being cooked, it really gives off quite a funk, but then when you actually chop it into all of those spices, and cumin, oregano, chili, tomato, pepper, very kind of, I nearly said where you need to guess, very kind of typical of that region.
It's also something I can imagine making at home with a lamb.
Well, it's
Lamb
quite
cut.
easy
Yeah.
to do if you can get the intestines.
Oh,
And for those of you at home, we bought it like that, frozen. And that just got pan fried, nice and crispy. And at that point, we then chopped it up with everything else. I'm not going to show the boys because it's literally got the name written on it,
Oh.
which might give it away from a language point of view. Now, as you might imagine, any use of offal, the origins of this dish, well, can't be pinpointed, date back an awful long way to when every part of the animal was enjoyed. But nowadays, having tasted it, you can probably see it, popular late night snack and often sold from stovetop carts or street stalls.
all the flavours take me to a certain country, but it's the intestines that take me away from there.
Lamb offal, and the kind of food that you might find, unlike the fairgrounds of the last one, but in and around busy transport hubs on the streets. That's the kind of place, the busy nightlife of transport hubs. So whilst difficult to pinpoint exactly where this began, it's believed to be linked to ancient pastoral communities, i.e. communities that would live off the land and therefore use every bit of the land and the animals they had reared. Where have you scribbled?
I've gone for Morocco.
Oh, Croatia.
Interesting. What's the logic?
Here you go.
I went Morocco, lamb, North African
Yeah.
vibes. I was thinking
Very
Morocco.
Moorish.
Very Moorish. I was thinking either Moroccan or Algerian and decided on Morocco.
Interesting. I started in Italy because of the herbs.
Oh.
And I thought it feels very Mediterranean. And then I kind of went, I don't know Croatian cuisine very well. So I just took a punt.
Good logic all round. One of you is 2,414 miles away, and one of you is an awful lot closer at 1,109 miles away.
Oh, so is it African or is it European?
This is kokorek from Turkey, which
think
means
that-
Croatia is a lot closer. Congratulations.
I preferred it when we had a globe.
Yeah.
Oh no, I've lost another
Oh,
one.
okay.
So Barry takes
Okay.
another point. Across the Balkans and places like Greece originally, but very much Turkey now, Turkish street food.
Now you've said it, it's still not obvious to me.
Doesn't remind me of the Turkish food that I would have. Just interesting. But it's such a big country.
Two very unexpected dishes.
I've got some work to do.
How many more we got?
Jamie, you have got some work to do. You're 4 points behind Barry in the lead.
Never
Move on to round 3.
Never 4 pints behind Barry.
That's never happened.
Jamie, still possible to take the win or a draw. Lift the cloche.
Haribo and intestines. Wasn't expecting that for breakfast.
What video?
Mystery.
What's inside?
Feels wrappy. It's
It's
Ricey.
rice.
But it's funny coloured rice.
It's a rice rito.
Tuck in.
I'm nervous of what's inside.
I don't know what's
It could be
inside.
Haribo, it could be intestines, it could be anything.
There's a whole octopus in mine.
Yeah.
Good chomp.
What?
What you got?
Is there a donut?
There's a donut in mine, yeah.
So I've got a donut in an origiri.
That's not a bad starting point.
Yeah, but there's also something long and thin and crunchy in there.
Like a pickled radish?
Yeah, I was going to say mouli.
There's very little flavour going on, apart from what I'm left with. You've got sticky, mushy rice. You're left with greasy donut.
The nori on the outside. Not all of them are wrapped in nori, but traditionally they would be. It just makes it easy for the handheld part.
I'm confused.
It's glutinous rice. It's fried dough. There's other items in there like the pickled radish, sometimes mustard greens, and yours has got loads of pork floss in there as well. Pork floss being strands, looks like candy floss, of sticky sweet pork. Now, bearing in mind lots of different variations, this one is made with a slightly purple rice, but sometimes it would just be with a whiter rice you're perhaps more familiar with, and a common breakfast item because it's a really easy grab and go. But you can put a fried egg in it if you want, some people do, or serve it with a fried egg.
So it's rolled up like a sushi roll.
Exactly that. Sometimes just in like a sheet of cling film so that you can eat it without the nori sheet and you just peel back that and you eat the rice with all the filling, generous on filling, sometimes around a nori sheet.
How the heck are we going to play this game?
Best eaten slightly warm, loved by commuters because it's pretty much one-handed, like on your way to work.
Sorry. If I'm on that going through Farnborough, people are going to give me a funny look.
Oh, he's got a breakfast burrito.
What the heck?
Well,
Has he?
if you think about it, Jay has already mentioned the onigiri.
Yep.
Very much a train snack, often sold in metro stations and train stations in places like Japan. But where is this from?
I think I'm lost for words. My brain has shut down because it doesn't know what to make of that. But there's got to be a fantastic name for this.
It's a fun one.
A fun one.
Fun one.
Okay.
Right, what have you scribbled down for your fun one?
3, 2, 1. New Zealand?
South Korea.
I went New Zealand because, well, I think I had to start in Tokyo and that part of the world, but then it felt too bonkers to be.
We've been to Tokyo. What do you mean, too bonkers?
I know. It pulled me down towards Australia, where we're going big. But I don't know much about New Zealand, so let's just try there. Another punt in the dark, I'm sorry.
I started in Tokyo as well, and went. But also, we've had some incredible sushi-style dishes from South Korea that I've never heard of before, that were very relatable but different. So that's why I ended up in Seoul.
Tasted nothing like that.
Lots of influence coming into this dish. Yes, the glutinous rice and the onigiri wrapped in seaweed, but also the crawler, which is often a breakfast item in parts of China, places like Hong Kong, where you'd have it with congee, which is like a rice porridge rather than sticky rice. And then those pickled radishes and mustard greens, preserved vegetables in China a lot. However, this is from Taiwan, taking all of those influences and making it their own. So believed to have originated in Eastern China, but adopted by Taiwan, where they now absolutely make it their own, and it's globally recognized as there. Sometimes compared to onigiri, but again, all these influences play a role. The name, Fun Tuan, literally means rice parcel.
Okay.
And Jay, you were 936 miles away, which was a hell of a lot closer than Barry. So you take a point, the first one of the game for you.
Woohoo!
Well
It's
done.
4-1 as we move on to the last round.
The donut bit you haven't explained.
So the crawler, the fried donut stick,
Yeah.
is often served in places like Hong Kong, or I've had it in Hong Kong,
Okay.
parts of China, Shanghai, where they would serve you a bowl of congee for breakfast, often with pickled radish, often with pork floss. But then the crawler is the fried dough, the fattiness that goes into what is otherwise a very savoury rice porridge. And this would typically be served as a breakfast item alongside soy milk and other egg-based crepes and pancakes. Dan Bing, which we had a long time ago from a hole in the wall in Soho, those sort of scallion pancakes. Lots of options, delicious. Jay, if you can get this spot on, you can take the draw. It's very much in your wheelhouse. Lift the cloche.
Scotch eggs.
Yes.
It's another thing we don't know what it is until we bite into it. Oh no, almost a very soft, croqueta, massive croqueta. No.
It's an egg, yeah.
Oh, it's a spicy egg. Oh, so it's like an herb chop burger.
That's exactly what that is. It's a potato herb chop burger. We basically made these for the Prince.
So it is a hard-boiled egg with a curried, like mashed potato mix.
That's then wrapped in breadcrumbs and fried.
Okay. Yeah.
Heavily spiced. Garam masala, turmeric, ginger, chili, green chili. Sometimes a little bit of chili powder as well. Lots of black pepper. Otherwise, in a potato mix and round either whole or half-boiled eggs. Sometimes the eggs themselves are mashed up, so it's more like an egg sandwich filling. Might be served with a ketchup or a mustard sauce or a tangy chutney on the side. But very much street food vendors, grab and go.
Right, dangerous game here, because I feel like this is very guessable.
Any other clues, Evers? Because the flavours are...
Yeah, obvious, I'd say.
Obvious.
So your first words were Scotch egg. And if you think back, that's a very, very British snack. But in a colonial era, it perhaps inspired other dishes where the sausage meat was more expensive than potato, so this was considered a sort of cheaper alternative to the Scotch egg in those colonial times. The dish is called Deema chop, and sometimes the egg is chopped up inside of it, otherwise it's just wrapped around a whole egg. Okay, you've both committed?
Yep.
Yeah.
To what? 3, 2, 1.
India.
India. Feels very, very obvious as an answer, but also would kick myself if it was India and I tried to be smart.
Oh yeah, I thought I could try and be smart and write Sri Lanka for some sort of reason, but it's going to be India. It has to be India.
So Kolkata was famed for doing a version of this with keema, with lamb, initially, but this version, where the potato kind of took over, is considered to be more popular in Bangladesh, which means you are both equally far away at 759 miles.
Pretty damn close though.
Pretty close.
It's the closest out of all of the guesses today to where you needed to be, but 759 miles away gives you a point each, and therefore today, Barry, you win 5 points to 2.
Yeah!
Well done. It's been a long time coming.
Yeah, it's been a long time coming. I'm happy with that one, but I'm most happy with Haribo and Doritos. Who knows?
Which means it's over to you guys. Comment down below which of those was your favourite, and don't forget there's loads more global street food episodes we've already recorded. Go and have a play at some of those.
So all those are real?
Ah, yes.
Oh, okay. It didn't feel like it.